Welcome everyone. Today we'll have a lost art gold video. In this video, I want to show you guys this is the amount of gold I had before upgrading my engravings. So I have achieved about 680,000 gold before I spent my gold. And currently, I think I'm around 500,000 gold. So because a lot of my gold is invested into items. And I have been talking about making a guide video for you guys for the updated market trend. So a lot of things I've been testing for the past 2 to 3 weeks, and some of those seems to be working very well. As you have noticed, a lot of items on the market have been rising massively, including the honor pouches. So in this video, we'll talk about 2 things. The first is about the trend. What is the trend I'm following and what I do on each of the days. The second part of the video, I'll talk to you guys about items I think that can potentially be profitable after the next new update for the Vykas. And because of the relic gears and because of different changes and how people are likely going to spend their gold and how could you make some gold. Even when the market goes down and also start to lose in price. So the market drops and market crashes. How to make gold when the market crashes. So this video will be focusing on the updated market trend. And hopefully you guys can make some extra gold using those methods and also new trends. Now before we jump into a gold making guide, I just want to quickly update that this week's update is going to be 4 hours, and I do believe on the next week we'll have the massive update because everything states that the events are extended for a few days, the login event and also the Wind Island event. Those are extended for 5 days for us to have the next week's pretty much the Vykas raid update. So this is the update notes, and also we do have a message about incoming bot ban. If you guys have noticed, I no longer have a massive queue when I log into the game, which is great, because back then I have to wait like an hour to log into the game for some reason. There's so many bots. There are still bots in the game, but they have been massively reduced, which is a very good thing. And this also helps the market to stabilize. This means there's less item that's flooding into the market, and this means the price will likely going to go up a little bit more. And this is why it's very good to look into the trend. So coming over to our notes. Before we start guys, remember that this is the market trend I have been using for the past 2 to 3 weeks, and I've been summarizing and testing this. I'll try to update this weekly if something changes massively. If nothing changes massively, I'll just update after 1 to 2 weeks of the Vykas update. So the first thing is there are 3 or 4 major trends I'm following, and we have talked about this previously. Now the bigger trend that is coming with the new content will be the legion rate for 1460 for Vykas, and this also means there will be new relic set items that will be crafted. This is quite important. So if we come over to the relic gear crafter, and the gear I'm using will be the nightmare flower. So 3 pieces of the gear will be coming from Valtan, and 3 pieces of the gear will be coming from Vykas. And what that means is a lot of players like myself have not been able to upgrade the rest of my gears. And if you guys remember the massive rise increasing the retail materials because players will want to, I guess, use the materials to upgrade their weapon, upgrade the new gears. This will happen again when the Vykas patch out because the rest of the 3 gears that is available for players, they will be able to craft them. And once they craft them, they will be homing for them, they will be upgrading for them. And this is one of the bigger reasons I do think the market trend will still be stabilizing because the weekly trend and also the daily trend do follow the fact the market still goes up in price. Now we'll call this the market inflation because the price of items is still going up. So if we come over here to have a look at the price of items, one of the biggest example will be the honor pouches. Those were around 20 gold 2 weeks ago, then it goes to 40 gold, 50 gold, now it's close to 70 gold. So those items have been inflating massively. So the next question is, how do you make gold when the market crashes in a few weeks? We'll talk about this at the final part. So the first part will be focused on the assumption that the market is still going up. Now if you guys remember our previous video, I have tried to break down on each of the days what I do on each of the days. To make it more simplified, I decided to remove some of the overburdened notes. So this is what I do on each of the days. On Thursday, it is a weekly reset, and we know the chaos gate will start at 11 AM Thursday. So what I usually buy if I want those items, I don't buy those items for nothing. So if I want those items, this is the time I will buy them. So guardian stones, destruction stones, skill gems, ability stones, or accessories. Because with the weekly reset, there's a surplus of those items, and they tend to be at least 10 to 20% cheaper. Now what I usually sell is my radar materials. And those are the materials I bought on Sunday and also on Monday. I could also wait for the weekend to sell those items, which sometimes do go up in price, but usually I don't risk that. Now coming over to Friday, there is also a cascade at 3 AM to 5 AM. So those items I'll be purchasing to make a small profit on the weekend. So the retail materials and also pouches. Now those materials, they wouldn't give us the biggest profit, I guess. So what I'm looking at those is, once I buy those items on Friday, I'll be planning to sell them on Saturday. So coming over to Saturday, this is the weekend and usually there's higher demand as players finish their weekly dungeons and as players go for homing items. Now what I try to do is, I try to make about 10 to 20% profit on Saturday from the items I bought on Thursday and also on Friday especially. So those Solar Grace, Solar Protection and also Solar Blessing, I don't make a massive profit. I make about, I make about 5 to 10%. So the example over here is, I'll be buying Solar Grace for 55 gold. Sometimes I sell them for 65 gold and sometimes even less than that. So after paying my fees, I try to make 5 to 10% on those items during the Thursday to Friday window. This is because I know the price will go up in the weekend. Now once we get into Sunday and also on Monday, this is the time when I guess items start to drop in price because we continuously to have the cascade open. And during this time, this is when the price at the lowest point. So I do believe a few days ago, if you look at Solar Grace, those were selling for 55 gold. And I bought them about 53, 52 gold. So you can see I have about 2,000 Solar Grace over here. So those are the times I buy them because Sunday and also on Monday, those are the cheapest. Similarly for the Honor Shard. So I bought the Honor Shard about 57 gold. You can see this was a few days ago. So similarly for the Solar Blessing, I bought them about 60 gold, 160 gold. And I bought the Solar Protection for about 270 gold. You can always buy below the average if you look into the right timing. And now once I buy them on Sunday and also on Monday, what I do is I'll wait for after Tuesday. So Tuesday will be the final days for the cascade. After Tuesday, we have Tuesday to sell and also Wednesday to sell those items. Now the latest time you sell is by Thursday usually, but sometimes when the price is going up, you can still sell those on Monday. Just don't wait until it gets to, Friday and Saturday to sell those items. So just to summarize what I do usually. I'll look into items, there's two timings I buy them. One is between Sunday and also Monday for the items over here. So those are the items you can see, and those are the items you can see. The pouches and also retail materials. After buying those, I'll try to sell those before Thursday. And the second timing I buy them is around Thursday to Friday before the weekend. And those doesn't make much profit. So what I'm trying to do is, I'm trying to make about 20% profit over here, which is quite greedy. And you can see they're not selling. But I'm hoping after the weekly reset, those items will sell. Because I did list this one for 320 gold, which is quite close. And I listed the Solar Grace for 69, which is a little high. I should be going for 65. So those are the market changes I do, and those have been making me consistent gold. And because I'm rotating about, 400,000 gold each time, I can make, even 10% makes me 40,000 gold. This is not the case if you don't have enough gold, but you start building small. So I had a viewer asking me how much gold did you start with. I started with 10,000 gold, and knowing the market and also buying them for cheaper really helps this way. Now I do notice that this can be a little confusing because we have talked about a few of those concepts and also the trend before. So I'll try to link a few of our previous videos if you find this video a little confusing, because I'm trying to update what we learned on the previous weeks, assuming that you guys know a bit of the market. But if you guys don't, make sure you watch some of our previous videos, which I explain the trend in more details and also explain those methods in more details, including how I buy those items and what timing. Because I usually wait for a certain timing of the hour. I usually wait for about 7 to 8 minutes after the hour of the cascade reset, because it takes people 8 minutes to finish it and find a group, and that's why I'm buying them. So make sure you check out the previous videos on this part as well. Now coming over to the second part. I do want to predict some of the profitable items that could make us some gold in the future. Now I know guys, the tier 3 pouches have been rising non-stop, and why would you want to buy them? It's because with the new relic gear for Vykas, people will have another incentive to build into the relic gears. So one thing I do want to let you guys know is that to home for the relic gears, so the relic gears over here, they will require the tier 3 shards. For weapon, I believe it's about 50 to 60,000 shard just to get the max level for level 20. And for any of the gears, it's about 30,000 shard. you can see I only have about 68,000 shard, and that is not even enough to get all my gears to maximum plus 20. So those were quite heavy after you get into the red gears. And this is one of the reasons I do think the tier 3 pouches could rise even further. This is only 1 week before Vykas, and if you guys are picking up some cheap tier 3 pouches, notice over here, I haven't been selling my tier 3 pouches. I'm planning to sell them if the price goes beyond 70 gold. Now if they don't, I might keep them after a week. And after a week, I'm expecting the pouches to go to maybe 80 gold or even 100 gold for a brief moment. And this might fall down. Of course, it's just a personal prediction because those pouches are already super high, right? So what I'm thinking is the pouches still have potential to go up. We have a week before Vykas, and the week after Vykas or 2 weeks after Vykas is when we see a lot of purchase for those items, because this is when people will have the final set of the 6 pieces. And this is when the tier 3 pouches will become a pretty big factor to rise in the market. Now on the topic of the new Vykas relic gears, we also have the Guardian Stone that could rise in the market. Why is that? Is that because people will be crafting 3 pieces of the red gears and they will be homing them. In order to home them, they will be needing the Guardian Stones, right? One of the reasons the Guardian Stone is actually falling a lot, I'm actually planning to buy them as 4 gold right now. I do think this is quite nice because I do think the Guardian Stone might go up. People are not homing the gears because they do not need all the relic gears. They just need the weapon and also 1 piece for the 2 set. But once we have the Vykas patch, people will have a full set of gears, and this is when they're gonna be homing the armor. And I do remember the trend. Remember before there was 5 gold and it went up to 6 to 7 gold or even 8 gold. So this might happen again. I do think the Guardian Stones may be a long run investment. I think the pouches may be more profitable, but if you have lots of Guardian Stones, I don't recommend selling those at a very low amount, because they will likely gonna go up, maybe to 6 gold, maybe to 7 gold. And even a small fluctuation with a lot of those stones can give you, actually a few hundred or few thousand gold. Now myself, on the hand, I've been buying about some of the Guardian Stones for 4 gold. I have about 10,000 of them. I do plan to buy a few stacks of them to use them myself or to sell them for profit. And it is likely there's no longer a rush for me to go into higher gear levels. My goal is to go to 1490, and after that anything goes. So I'm 2 pieces of gears away from 1490, and I'm pretty comfortable after that. And there's no rush for me anyways, because once I have my engravings and once I have most of my gems, and I'll be getting my cards very soon, I think my account is pretty ready. And I'm just waiting for new content, to try the new raids, to try the new events, and to have a good time. Now we mentioned earlier about what happens when the market falls, so I just want to briefly talk about this. We'll be making a focus video on what to do with this. So what I have noticed when the market has been falling is that there tend to be panic sells on Wednesday. This is because before the patch reset, most people don't log into the game because they're pretty much done on Wednesday, and also they're waiting for the Thursday reset. So the Wednesday panic sell is actually quite nice because I can easily pick up items for 10 to 20% below the market price. So during the panic sales, I remember back then, the pouches were selling for like 19 or 18 gold when the average was 20 gold. And the solar grids were selling for like 20 gold when the average was 25 gold. So those were the panic sell moments. What I do is, I buy some of those super cheap items on Wednesday and then I resell them after Thursday. So within a few hours, I make 5 to 10% profit by doing this. Now I do want to remind you guys, this method only works if there is a market deflation. So when the market is falling massively and you can notice that the market is panic selling. Now currently this does not work that well because right now the market is still going up. So just keep in mind guys, this can become handy once we see the market crashes. But before that, I do believe the current method is making me at least 10 to 20% profit each of the week, which is very nice. I've been trying to save my gold, and my goal is to get my gold back to 70,000 or even 1 million gold. Once I get to 1 million gold, I'm happy with the game. Now hopefully you guys found this video helpful. So I have been a little slow on making videos those days, and I've been a little lazy, I know. I've been trying to rest my voice, but it's not working that well. So I'll give you guys an update on what's happening with the channel and how we plan to go, because currently I'm a little lazy. I didn't make as many videos, in the past few weeks. I did notice that, and I do apologize for that. And keep in mind guys, this market trend guide is always using the previous knowledge of the past few weeks. So if things changes, please be careful with that, because things could still change in the market. And once that changes, I'll make a weekly video to update the changes for you guys. Now, if you guys haven't subscribed to this YouTube channel, make sure you do so, because we'll be getting a lot of guides, a lot of tips as I discover them, and I love the game. So I want to share as much as I can with you guys, and let's have a great time in Lost Ark as we explore this game and get the most out of it.